I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, you guys. So we're just going to go back to flight tracking, but before that, I'm just going to show you that Twitter about the evacuation of the New York Post, where it says entire airport evacuated. So that Idaho, we'll call him the M suspect, Bryan Kohberger, could relieve himself at the airport. And of course, this was the pictures that we showed you earlier. So yeah, I mean, mind you, it is just a small airport, so I'm sure there couldn't have been too many people in that. Doing good, just saying really tired. I always feel tired all the time myself. But anyway, so let's go back to still tracking. Let's see where it is. Right there. Let's show this. Put that back on screen. Let's see where they are. Take me off. Get bigger. There we go. Okay, so again, for anyone just coming into this stream, this is Bryan Kohberger's flight path that he's on, and it landed in Rapid City, and then it took off from there. Well, it made a few stops, but in Champaign as well. But anyway, so Pennsylvania to Champaign, Champaign to Rapid City to, we believe, Idaho, the Moscow Pullman Airport probably. And so this is flight PC-12. Well, the plane type is PC-12. It's 2015 Pilatus PC-12, Pennsylvania State Police, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The plane number is N879ST. And again, we're just watching the flight path so far, and leaving in some colored ones here, just so it seems a little bit funner to look at that than just the one plane by itself. But this is the plane right here. Again, it is at 22,000 feet. Speed is 225 knots per hour. And yeah, so, and Idaho is obviously just over here. So it probably should be landing relatively soon. If it's landing at the airport. So, right, we haven't seen any altitude change yet. So, yeah, there's no altitude change yet. It's still at 22,000 feet is what it's showing. So when we see it start to decline, then we'll know it's on its way down. So let's see here. Hey, Deb. Why does Skeletor get a vegan diet if he's... They landed? When did they land? How could they have landed? FP. How could they have landed? Was it on... Are you saying that it was on a different plane? Because this is the plane that is the Pennsylvania State one that's still in the air. Oh, no. don't freak me out like that, because I was even looking at Aaron Moles to see if his, still was going, and he's still watching the same one too. He was using a different tracker at first, and then someone gave him this one as well. No, it's not landed, but it should be, the altitude, if you can see it over to the left-hand side, it's still showing at 22,000 feet. So, it hasn't been declining yet. So it's still obviously in the air. And again, this is the plane right here, the N879ST. And it's so weird when I look at this map and then I see that I just live over here, Maybe I'm going to have to be the one, across your guys' border. Bryan, can I talk to you for a minute, please? I was forgetting how close, it's like I visually kind of in my head, I think of Idaho. I know that Idaho is underneath Canada here. But I actually kind of forget that it's on the West Coast too, as well, basically. I don't know. What is Idaho considered? Is Idaho considered mountain time? Well, let me see what time it is in Idaho right now. What time in Idaho? 6:34. Okay, so it is mountain time. So it is an hour ahead in Boise, Idaho there. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to put, just while it's not doing anything, I'm still going to go play that one just because we're on a different stream right now. So I'm going to go back to, wait, hold on a second, cancel. I'm going to go back to, where are you? This one right here. And we can watch that again. Whoops. What did I just do? I don't want to do that. I want to hit play. Recording.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. Up on that van, man. You right up on the back end of that van. I'll hold you over for tailgating. It's your car. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU. We're scanning.
What's WSU?
University, basically. That is Watson area.
So okay, I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the traffic. So you're coming to University?
Yeah.
And you're going where?
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
We're slightly punched because we drive for hours.
Hours, days.
To drive. Well, almost.
And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting area.
Where?
Well, it's horrifying because you're supposed to be university.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident. Just yesterday, or?
This happened still wrapping up. I'm not sure there's two shootings, but they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then you don't know about that.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor and don't follow too close, okay? All right. Thank you.
Okay, so we want to thank again Jeff H for that. That was the first pullover at 10:40. whatever time it was, 10:40 a.m. And then so we'll stop scream. And yeah, so you're right. Moscow is the same time zone as I'm in, which is 5:38 right now. Again, this is flight tracking for that. And I would, I don't know on this one. Like the other program I've used is the flight tracker one that Famously Unfamous had sent me before, but I'm kind of curious, like with this one, if there's a 3D option somewhere. And if anyone does know where it is, please tell this noob of a, flight tracker person. I mean, I can do some basics sometimes, but definitely don't sit there and watch planes all the time like this. But I found that this, wait, what was this? Look at that. Look at all those numbers. This is the one we're watching right here. It's this little bad boy. I still don't see any descent yet. So you think it would be descending by now? I would think so. If we're in Idaho, if it's basically almost in Idaho, you think it would be descending, I would think by now. 35 minutes. Is that you talking about? It's 35 minutes till it lands. Yeah, he really does have dark eyes, doesn't he? Yeah, if you do happen to see the stream FP for that, let me know. Brian Enton, will be there streaming from what, Twitter? Let's go to my Twitter, by the way. And let's see here, Brian. Does Brian have anything new up here? Oh, Pullman Airport. Okay, what does he got here? Well, while we're looking at that, I don't see any. So let's stop screen. Let's go to Brian on Twitter here.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to get on here and update everybody. Made it to Idaho, and I'm at the Pullman Moscow Regional Airport where we are thinking that this plane is ultimately land. It's kind of a small airport between Pullman and Moscow. I've driven by a bunch of times since I started coming here. There's like a couple little small commercial flights per day, but it's a pretty small airport. But it looks like right now this is where the plane that has Bryan Kohberger on it is. Don't know for sure because you can track the plane like you can. I mean, a lot of you haven't tracked it, so you probably know this better than me. But you can see where it is, but you can't see. So the plane with Bryan Kohberger, it's owned by state police from what we can tell with the records online. It's a small plane. It's a small single engine. I was expecting it to be like a jet or like the FBI or something, but it's the state police plane. They've had to stop twice to refuel on the way from Pennsylvania today because of it being so small. So it's been a really long journey for them. But last I checked, right before I got on the live stream, getting closer. It still looked like it was probably like an hour and a half or so away from here. But we're here. We're gonna have live coverage.
Oh, that's hard on the ears. When he hits that wind.
When the plane comes in, again, we don't know for sure that this is where it's coming, but it makes sense because port to Moscow and where the jail is and the courthouse and all of that.
I'm just going to fast forward through it.
They did not. Here they are going to allow cameras. It's going to be, we're still trying to figure this out. I don't think they're going to allow them to be live. So I think it'll be like, we'll record the hearings and then once it's over, we can play it back. But at least cameras will be allowed. So.
Yeah, I guess because now they're in a different state and stuff right now.
Yeah, we're on YouTube TV. Yep, News Nation's on YouTube TV for sure. When do they arrive in Idaho? Let me get Will.
That's annoying.
Sorry, it's kind of windy again. I'm just trying to find Will, the producer, because he can track it. I'll lose the live.
I mean,
You know, they could be. You know, he has the public defender, so you know they couldn't afford a lawyer. We found a couple of bankruptcies in their past, so either that they can all afford to come out here. I'm not really sure, but we don't have any indication that they're out here. And he's also going to have the public defender here in Idaho too.
Again, for any of you guys watching, if you guys can make sure you guys give this video and live a like, that would be really great to help out that with the algorithm. Thank you.
The airport is not really packed, but there is other media out here. But it's kind of a, you know, it's the airport. There is other, like, mostly media over here on this side. I don't know. I'm not sure.
There's so many people here. I could do this. Soon.
Yeah. Are you? Sorry, I'm on a live stream, so don't. Are you from around here? Or? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a couple hours, probably. Last I checked. Yeah. Who pays for the public defender? Some of you asking. So it's the government. It's like tax money. If you're, you know, in our country, you have a right to a lawyer. So if you can't afford one, then the government will pay for one for you. You have to prove that you can't just say, "Oh, I want the public defender." Like they check to make sure you don't have, you know, enough funds in your bank accounts and that kind of a thing.
It's so weird, you guys, because it's like over Idaho, but I don't see any dissension.
A lot of court, we don't know. I'm assuming tomorrow at this point. This morning I was like rushing like crazy to get here because I had to be, before we figured out which plane we think it is, I didn't know how quickly he was going to get here and if they would try to do court in the afternoon. But I think it's just going to be too late now. I think it'll be tomorrow. Cameras will be allowed, so they're going to allow cameras in the court.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you live in Idaho or Washington?
Washington.
So long for him to get here. I was explaining earlier, so he's on a pencil. We think, I mean, I have to couch this because, well, actually we know because we got video of in Illinois, so I can say this for certain. Actually, he is on a Pennsylvania state. It's a small plane. It's a single engine prop, so it's not like a jet. It's a very long way. I mean, for a plane like that to go from Pennsylvania country, so it's taking them a long time. They've had to refuel twice, so that's why it's taking so long. Oh, here's Will. Will, can you track and we can see where it is?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I just don't want to do it on my phone if I'm on the live stream.
He might be here by 5.
He might be here by 5. So.
I mean,
don't say anything crazy, Will.
Well, this stuff crazy. Go ahead and say something crazy.
No.
Go for it. Oh, I don't want London.
This is Will, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Will.
So a lot of people on the stream are saying 6. Pull it up. Do you have the?
Yeah, but I gotta restart.
609, but okay. So what the kind
I'm
of thing?
tired. My brain's not working. Okay. We're from Pennsylvania this morning.
Let me see if I see it descending yet. I don't see it descending. It's like it's going.
Where's Jamie?
I made a move.
It's like it's going right over Idaho.
No, look at the Dana email. You can Just click on the link. Email recently, like that she just said, where she said, no, it's this one.
We'll see.
Like Dana's latest email. That's the one I keep clicking on.
Where's your Idaho lines? Idaho's right here. Okay.
That one. There you go. So we're like over.
He's
I
about
probably can't see this that well, but you can track it too.
Here's Wyoming. So he's almost out of Wyoming.
This is before though. This is
and it should show where we are. Yeah, it's still a ways away. Maybe arrival time though.
We're kind of near Yellowstone National Park.
Wyoming is like I said, he recorded this a little bit earlier there. Let me.
You're asking about the vegan food. So he got vegan food. He's vegan. They gave him vegan food in Pennsylvania. I'm assuming they'll do.
I'm going to turn that off for a sec. Going to go back to the live tracker, show you exactly what it's doing here. Okay, so my only thing is this, is that, okay, this is Idaho. This is the plane. I'm not seeing any descending. So normally a plane starts descending, about 15 minutes prior to landing, 20 to 15 minutes is typically when a plane descends. So let me go see what's happening on Aaron Mo. Okay, on Aaron Moles, they're saying 20 minutes to touchdown. So maybe we should start seeing it descending. So I'm not exactly sure where. Okay, so let's stop screen here. Window share. Let's see here. Okay, so if this is Pullman Regional Airport. Okay, where's your lines there for? Okay. Borders and labels. So if Coeur d'Alene's there, okay, let's go back. 9:11. Adam said in 21 minutes. 67. So let's go back to the tab and let's see. Oh, I made a little hook. So it looks like it's over about here. Where's your guys's? Moscow. Okay, Moscow's right there. Oh, okay, so Moscow's right there, right? Like right, like on your guys on the border, right over there. Okay. Well, if it's 21, we should see a descension within the next, I don't know, within the next definitely 5 minutes. Is Idaho mainly rural? They make some good potatoes, I know that. Idahodian potatoes. So this is Moscow. Bryan Kohberger's plane that he's on is here. Let's see here. So it's like basically 6 minutes to 9 EST standard timing. But Moscow is the same time zone as me, and I'm over here in Vancouver, Canada. So they're on Pacific Coast time as well. So if anyone ever hears me, typical regulars of the live, if anyone ever hears me talk when I'm talking sometimes about my son and stuff like that, and I used to live in Alberta for half of my life. I was born here in Vancouver, British Columbia, the Vancouver General Hospital, and Edmonton is here, and I think Whitecourt, Alberta is somewhere over there where my son still is, and it's his birthday today, along with Alexa's birthday today. So let's wish them both a happy birthday, by the way. So anyways, so when I talk about Alberta, so if anyone knows British Columbia, it's in the shape of a boot. The lines don't come up as good, but it's basically the shape of a boot. And then Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario is, well, they win most of the lotteries around here because they're half of Canada basically for population. I've lived here in Saskatchewan on the border in Lloydminster. Oh, there's Lloydminster. Hey, you guys. You guys, the altitude is dropping. So they are on the descending part of their flight. So it is dropping now. Lloydminster is here, though, guys, by the way. I used to work, me and my husband used to general manage a hotel here in Lloydminster. And Lloydminster is Parsh on the border of Saskatchewan, but mostly on the side of Alberta. So it's kind of one of those weird towns where, because of the parallel line, it falls right in there. So I had to change over all my stuff and licenses all because of a couple blocks over. Crazy, right? So yeah. So let's go back over to the plane, which is right here. And again, we're at 20,450 feet altitude. Okay, so, and again, it's obviously heading towards, well, let's see here. Where is it heading towards? Where'd little Moscow go? Come on, Moscow, you're somewhere over here. Hey, where'd Moscow? Remember, Moscow was like right there. Oh, there you are. Moscow's right there. There you go. Go. Okay, so Pullman here's here. So that's where the plane is heading towards. And then hopefully we can catch, Brian Enton If anyone in our cool chat or whatever can pull up that for live so that when the plane does land, hey McDougal, I feel like riding the back of a turtle might have been faster. Hey Ray Jones, hey everyone that's coming in, please give a thumbs up if for this live if you could. That would be really the algorithm again, guys. The whole point is that thumbs up and that generate a Google search, and so the more thumbs up there are, the more likely you're going to be at the, one of the main ones on a Google search. And not gonna lie, the algorithm sucks ever since the strike that was a wrongful strike that they took back. But when you work so hard and your videos, little noob channels that are just starting out are getting more views, and it really does suck. It's really heartbreaking a little bit because you work so hard to do things, and put in all the time, and it just sucks. So that's why the thumbs up really matter, and the shares. So if you guys could do that for us, that would be great. Did they give a time for landing? Well, it should be landing in approximately about 15 minutes. Support with Steffa. But I keep singing Old Lang Syne. Callie, just so you know, I did send you a link as well. So, it looks like you're typing anyway. In there. So, let's see this. What did you send me here? Okay. What's this? Another angle. Oh, okay. Sweet. Okay. Well, you know what? The plane's right there, you guys. Is anyone else having trouble? Are you guys having trouble hearing me? I don't think so. Are you guys? Ray Jones. It's wax out your ears, Ray Jones. I think they are. Yeah, they are making a descent. The plane is at 16,000 feet. But let's just go stop screen for a sec. Just going to go over to Twitter for 1 second. Adam sent me something here. Let's take a listen. It's only 19 seconds. These are all the cameras and that getting ready to set up for when Bryan arrives. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we'll stop that. We'll go back again to the live coverage of the plane tracking for Bryan Kohberger. Again, he will be landing here in the Pullman Moscow Airport. This is his plane right here on a Pennsylvania State Police airplane, single engine, N879ST and PC-12. Hey, there's a place called Garfield? Really? There must be. You'd think that they would put an Odie around there somewhere. I guess Idaho, Odie, close enough. Close enough. So, yeah, I mean, isn't it crazy though? You guys we're literally watching, someone that's been, arrested for the Idaho4. It's just such a tragedy, to be honest, to be sitting here watching a plane with a gentleman on. I don't even want to call him a gentleman, but he is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, even if he does have the devil's eyes. Put that up there. It's, but then again, this is what we're here for, right? To be aware, bring a voice to the missing and the, murdered, of course. You hear me fine, Belinda? Okay, good. It's just Ray then. Oh, I'm sure. Brian Enton. I love watching that guy. I really do. He's a good-looking dude to boot. So he's not hard on the eyes. But I really do like his reporting. He's definitely someone I can watch and listen to without getting annoyed. Sometimes you get a little bit annoyed with listening to certain people and stuff like that. But he is a senior. Um, what's the word I want to use? Senior, whatever he is, senior at the news station there of News Nation, senior reporter or whatever his title is exactly. Um, so he does. These people, and I used to, and I still do, but not as much. But Lauren Sharf from the Suzanne Morphew case, same with her. Like not only on her on time, but her off time, the amount of hours that you put in, and you're always racing around, of course, to get the story correspondent. Thank you, FP. That's the word I was looking for. It just wouldn't come off my tongue. But thank you so much. So yeah, just same out. So what? Again, maybe throw some hearts or something in the chat for Brian Enton and everyone that's working so hard to cover this case and has spent relentless hours awake and working on bringing coverage to this really sad case on there. So let's see, what are we at here, you guys? Okay, so they're at an altitude of 11,900 feet. Okay, so hold on. Are they going to be making a turn up here? Are they going to be coming in? Yeah, they're starting to turn now. They're going to be coming into Moscow from the south into the north. Lewiston. Where's Louis? Louis. You're a little annoyed right now. Smarty. I'm not surprised that the news stations have not had broadcasts with experts about when they think the PCA will be released. I pray it's soon. Yeah, I know. There's not really been much about that. I was looking for that too. Myself. And let's see here. I'm just going to take a boo for a second. Let's see here. Support with staff also, firing squad, blinding fools. So, see here. 10,025 feet, 9,950 feet. You can just see you can just feel all the cameras being ready, can't you? Let's see here. You guys stare at the thing. Make sure that plane doesn't scoot off, and I'll be right back. Did you see the 2 body cam videos? Oh yeah, we saw those. That's yesterday's news.
Hey guys.
Just gonna pull you back off. Like you'll be on talking, but I'm just gonna make it full screen again, just so we can watch the plane. How are you? Got
Great.
your hair all done.
No, I didn't actually.
Living the dream, living the Canadian.
Thank you, though.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, if anyone's looking to exercise, there's a little ad right there. Oh, there's Adam. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
Just making it full screen. All right. I'll just finish. Do any of you guys have a link for when it goes live down on the ground? Or no? I was just about to look. Live coverage. No one probably wants to hear me click my keyboard, but oh well. Um.
I probably have one.
Kohberger.
Let's see if I have one.
Did you find anything?
I'm refreshing different people that are at the airport that are streaming. I'm just looking if anyone has an actual live feed.
Okay.
Did you hear the news that Fox News is now reporting that the FBI did actually direct both traffic stops in Indiana?
Oh, they did? Just
That's
to do a
great.
check?
That's what Fox News is reporting. That both of those were they were directed from the FBI.
I kind of thought so, but they were asking weird questions. Don't you think? Like, where are you going?
Yes.
And really expanding on that. Like I don't get pulled over often, knock on wood, but I've never had that happen. And it would freak me out if somebody was doing that.
Right. Is Bryan not reporting live still or no?
Yeah, like the conversation that. No, well, not on
you know
Twitter.
what? Yeah, he moved it to News Nation. Let me see if I can pull up their app.
Yeah, I found it odd the question they were asking, and I found it odd that his dad in both traffic stops asked or mentioned a mass shooting, but yet then they said when they asked about, do you think he knew about the Idaho thing? They were like, oh well, he probably didn't know about that. I'm like, well, how would he have known about the mass shooting in Washington but not the Idaho4? I thought that was odd.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know if it's true, but Fox News is reporting that these traffic stops were both directed from the FBI.
Yeah, I believe that.
So is it coming in from a different angle?
Oh, wait.
Am I muted or something?
No, I hear you.
Is it coming in from a different angle on Moscow there?
Well, they might have to circle around.
It's going right by it. So it might.
A lot of times, depending on the runway, which way the runway
I was gonna say,
they'll have to circle, or they have to slow down their speed or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because right now they're at an altitude of 5,475, so they're obviously close to, a few minutes.
Yeah, and they should be on. I mean, this is the time I was told they'd be landing. Is right now, but I guess that's always give or take.
Yeah. Callie, I totally forgot about the UPS after that because I was too busy doing this.
No.
So I have to go tomorrow, pick it up. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was too busy watching the tracker, and when it was time, it was like 5 o'clock. And I was
man.
oh. So
you've done a great job.
Sorry.
I didn't know.
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, because this is the second stream. The second stream for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to pull the
wait, I did.
Before
you said that right before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunny just went live. I was like, oh, what's Sunny doing? Oh, not finding me.
Sure
Maybe she's on YouTube.
I can't find any live streams right now.
I just figured if the others were doing it, and yeah, not yet. Getting stopped. I just figured, well, you know what? Like, Kelly just sent me a message. And I was like, I got no problem with streaming something if it's out there, and everyone is streaming it. I mean, they like
nothing
they
wrong
would
with
turn
streaming
off the tracking if they really didn't. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think I just found it weird that they were trying to keep it so private.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do something with my volume. I can't.
Well, they're not going to willingly tell you.
Right.
Yeah, I think because like keep over talking, like there's a lag or something. But
Steph, they weren't saying that the FBI actually pulled them over; just that they directed
who
it.
does that doesn't show. They directed it, yeah. Who dis? What could you possibly been doing, you little rebel? On there.
She was
so
driving
yeah,
while
who just put this in our chat today? So I was like, oh, let me yeah. You know, what who just needs is that hot looking officer that was walking with Bryan there. The stalker.
Oh my gosh, I have that picture.
I remember
I'm gonna set this as my background.
looking at Twitter yesterday. Yeah, and then I added like hot to it and some fire flames.
Saying we think just alike.
Of that guy.
That picture.
Yeah. I mean, you got to appreciate. So I think it said, someone says, I think the tweet was something like,
well, everyone was too busy watching.
Too busy looking at Bryan. Yeah. It was funny. Okay, where's that plane going?
Say, do I have a lag?
Be really going in for a hard turn there. Yeah, there is a bit of a lag. I can tell because we're.
Is it on my end or
talking to each other a little bit?
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels. I think it might seem a little bit better now, but it just felt like I would be talking and then all of a sudden you would start talking or something, or Callie, and then all of a sudden I was like, am I like, can you guys not hear me? And then I look and I'm like, well, no, I'm not on mute, but there must have been there. I think it's okay now. Oh, you just came back? I was talking.
Yeah, I just went out.
You had left me?
I went out and came back in just because I wanted if there was a lag. I'm hearing they landed.
No, but I'm hearing an echo.
You are?
How did it land?
Well,
no.
There was a rumor that there was a rumor that they ended up with two flights that had the same number that people are looking at, or that they added a second one. I don't know if it's because people were watching it.
I mean, it right. And then they tried to trick us. No, it's turning. It's turning. Hold on. Yeah, it's turning now. Why is my mouse? Okay, my mouse is being a little hunker. Yeah, so it's yeah. You tried to tell me earlier what? No, if you're talking about that I was low, that's different. That's what you're referring to, Mr. Ray. Okay, so yeah, so it is turning now, and it's at an altitude of 4,975 feet.
Right.
So it hasn't really dropped too much in the last minute or two. Look at him. I just live right over here. I'm in the same map zone. There, Idaho, Moscow's in the same time zone as me. So here's the plane. Here's Moscow is right here. So let's see. The altitude is still 4,975. It's like it just stopped in midair or something. No, it's still
it's landed.
It's at 5,000 feet. It went up 5.
I think it's landed.
Pardon?
I think I'm hearing it's landed.
But this, I don't know. Maybe unless there's like like this thing's lagged. But so unless this thing's lagged itself by a few minutes, I don't know though. Hey?
I said, did you see what Austin? I just feel like I'm waiting for my Amazon. Or Instacart, right?
Right.
Like the Santa tracker, right? I said they could have gotten there faster on a hot air balloon at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it feels like forever.
There's a local channel.
And can go live. Yeah, he will go live because he's there at the air.
There's a local channel called KHQ that's apparently streaming it, but I don't have their YouTube channel.
Are they streaming it from Twitter?
I don't know. I'm just seeing that it's on local TV. Let's see if that one Twitter person, let me see if she's streaming it that I kept sending you stuff from. Because she had some good stuff earlier.
Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome. And again, is he landing at Moscow Regional Airport? Yeah, the Moscow Pullman. Yeah. Yeah, we just had to go for a hard potato turn.
Yeah, it sure does look like that.
Yeah. That's you guys don't know this actually. And we'll be the first to actually tell it, is that that's actually Bryan's nose, that their formation right there.
Yeah.
That's what that they're making the crook in it right now as we speak.
There's 16,000 people watching hit the flight tracker.
Right. There's only 86 people in here.
Yeah. So yeah, now I'm hearing he's like he's landing in 1 minute.
Well, you know what?
Like people are just crazy with all the different things.
Yeah, exactly. All people have to do is watch this, because I mean, this is accurate, because every time I've been on a plane and watched the tracker, it's accurate to what's going on. So, you know, so if it says it's in the air still, it's because it's in the air.
Right.
Yeah. So it's coming in. I wish it was in like 3D there or whatever.
You have to pay for the 3D thing. There's an option you can.
So we could watch.
I tried to do that.
Oh.
You have to have like a membership or something.
Did you? Oh, yeah. I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah, I doubt we'll be looking at another flight anytime soon. Knock on wood.
That would almost be like, you know. Yeah. That'd almost be like, you know, I might as well go give money to Kagan Klein if I'm gonna sit there and pay for Bryan Kohberger to have 3D shown.
I doubt this is the last plane he'll ever be on.
If I was using something like this all the time, that'd be a
right. This is probably the last flight he'll ever take, everyone.
Well, they'll move him to prison, depending on where that is.
True.
He may be able to go back to the East Coast because of family. Not that, and they may just negotiate that. I don't know.
Right.
Did you guys see the cooler the guy was carrying in the plane?
Yeah, but yeah.
I bet that was the guy's vegan food.
Nope.
Probably.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Someone earlier sent me a picture of the dad's teeth in the body cam footage, and they said, "I hope that's vegan muck on his teeth."
A what?
If you look at the body cam footage of them getting pulled over, the close up, his dad's teeth.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, was that vegan muck stuck on his teeth?"
What?
Well, you guys, it's gonna land right quick here. Here's the runway.
Bryan said it's on its final approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if anyone does get I'll put the email up. Whoever gets the link first to a live coverage there, that would be great.
So yeah, apparently they stopped twice in Illinois and South Dakota because it's their top speed is 250 miles an hour on that plane.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was a long day.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well,
someone said
where he belongs.
Someone said, "Are we sure they didn't accidentally go to Moscow, Russia, instead of Idaho?"
Yeah, right.
I know, right? I haven't seen any updates on the Moscow Police Department page, by the way, either. I have not.
Yeah, I know there's no court. I know they're not going to have court today. They're going to bring him in front of the judge tomorrow.
No, it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the, because I mean that town is one of the. I mean they roll up. Well, they roll up everything at 6 o'clock.
But they were on final approach. Yeah, they are.
Just landed, showing it on TV. Carrie said.
On TV, what channel? I wonder.
Yeah, Carrie, is that local or what channel?
Hey, where'd my plane go? Oh, there it is.
Landed.
There, yeah.
Is it landing?
It's on ground.
Yeah. Tony, do you have the land?
Yeah, it's right here. It's landed. It's on. Maybe. I'll be right. Let me see. I'll be right back. Well, if I go, then that thing goes off too, I think. Doesn't it? I don't know. It's a little bit of a lag. Could be me. Okay, I'll be right back. Tell me if there's. I'll be right back.
Right.
Oh wait. Yeah, okay, I found it. Okay, I'm sending it.
Okay, send it. Yeah, send it.
I'll try to send it to you both, but.
Well, you can send it to Sunny. So she can post it.
Post what?
Okay, I did.
She found it.
Did you find it? Okay.
Yeah, I sent it to you. It's literally showing the plane landing.
Thank you. There's a lot of. Okay. Come on, open up. There you guys go. How good is Cali? And it got bigger.
Crim 2. Was that their website or their YouTube page?
No, it was KREM2 News.
Yeah. Is it their website or their
I'm sorry, YouTube is where I found it.
Okay.
Look how smooth the transition that was. Thank you, Callie. Right into it.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love technology.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they're going to take him, and they're apparently going to take custody of him right now.
Well, then we need to realize that technically the PCA, they said the second he lands, if they're going to make it available, could happen as soon as they hand off the papers to him.
Right. And they have to give it to him first. I mean, he has to be given it physically, but he could have been given it in the air for all we know, but they still don't have to release it tonight.
No, they don't, but just to be
aware. I mean, it could take up to 90 days, actually.
Yeah, we never know, but the soonest it would be is when he steps off the airplane.
Yeah.
He has to be on the soil.
Hey, Brian Mole, we're ahead of you, dude. You guys need Brian Mole. Feel free to stream our stream because he's still sitting there on the flight track thing. See, there it is, guys. It's N879ST. Bryan Kohberger's flight. 111 people watching. You guys, if you guys could please give us a like and a share, especially a share right now. Considering it's the live coverage of it, that would be amazing. Well, and a like as well to go with it. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching with us. This is great. And thank you, Callie, for the link. Happy birthday, Alexa. No. Happy birthday, my son, Matthew.
And I think it was...
Yeah, and off to the plane they go.
Yeah. Now, could we get a spotlight on him, please?
Right. I think it's Sweet Joel's birthday, too.
Come on, check, people.
I would love it if all the parents were standing right down there waiting for him. Honestly, just stare down. You know, they never would be able to do that, but I would love to see it. Welcome back to Idaho. Blank, blank.
Yeah, they should give Steve Concalvis 5 minutes alone with them before they take him into custody.
Probably all of the parents, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get him in a dark room. Allegedly.
Right. I mean, not that we're advocating violence, but if I were to, he'd be someone I'd advocate it for.
Yeah.
Fun channel. Oh, thanks, Carrie. Yeah, thank you so much. Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
It would have been funner if Sonny went yesterday.
You could give
look at him. There he is. Oh, they gave him a coat.
Yeah, poor baby has a jacket now.
Of course, that could have been a bulletproof. They could have had a thing under it.
Keep breathing in that fresh air, dude.
I hope they let him change out of that red jumpsuit. He's been wearing it for days.
Right? Stinking love you.
In Penn State colors.
Well, dude, you wanted back in Idaho, and here you are.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just denying
you guys,
it.
I'm just dropping the bio link. Okay, there has to be a lag because Callie keeps over talking me. So there must be a lag or something. Because it's like you're talking, but it's like, you're not seeing that I'm talking. And so do you guys feel a lag? Do you guys feel it, Kelly?
See, all I felt like is I was talking and then you started talking. Let me go out and come back in. Maybe it is me.
Yeah, and so because even her response there took a little bit long to answer me back.
Yeah, is there a lag between?
You guys, I dropped the bio link. Probably. Let's see. Can you hear me on time right now?
Yes.
Okay, that was a lag between when I said it to when you answered by at least 15 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what I was
trying
to say was that I was just dropping the bio link. 1 second. I do have a few open, Adam.
Because I don't have anything else open. So my Wi-Fi is strong.
No, my thing has been a little bit laggy, so it is probably me with the lag because when I keep doing things, it has got a little bit of a lag to it. So.
And you're running StreamYard and you're playing the video live.
I dropped the bio link, and in the bio. Okay. Yeah. Well, 1 second. Just give me a second because I've tried 4 times to say it now, but because of the lag, give me a second. Just give me a sec. So I dropped the bio link, and in the bio link, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can follow. You can go to the merch site. You can buy a coffee, donate to PayPal. You can go to my main page as well. So just so you know, the bio link is the link that supports all of the links to the different things, to Adam's channel, to the Just Ask Lewis and Sunny channel as well. Just so you guys know. So if you guys are a new follower, feel free to, like I said, to go check out that link and follow on the other different platforms as well. Callie, can you hear me now, Callie, on time?
I can hear you fine. Do I sound better, Deb?
Deb.
She
was making a comment that I was present.
I was like, wait, where's? I was like, I must have a big lag if Deb's here.
No, she's in the chat.
Okay. Deb.
Well, the blonde throws me off sometimes, Adam. No, I'm kidding.
True.
You're so handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't say more.
You are.
So again, you guys
Own it, buddy.
I'll be right back. No, I can't leave because if I do, then the live.
Yeah, you can't leave because the stream will leave.
Is
there anything you can close out?
Yeah. Let me see here.
I'm just gonna look.
Well, you know, my son is beeping. That could be my internet. It's about time for me.
No, it's not you. I think it's me. I feel like it's me. So we were live covering the flight tracker of N879ST that Bryan Kohberger was flying from Pennsylvania all the way to the Pullman Moscow airport in Idaho. And so basically he has landed already, and he has been taken into custody and in the vehicle traveling obviously off to the jail. What's the Idaho one called? Sorry.
The Latah County Jail.
What's the Idaho jail called?
Latah County.
Yeah, Latah. Thank you. I had Monroe in my head. Yeah, thank you. They must have people that must be at the jail Latah.
Oh, there are. Yeah, I saw a feed earlier from people that were waiting at the jail.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go get a drink, so I'll be right back, you guys.
Okay.
And we just ask if you could give this video a share and a like. That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just looking on the website to see if I can see anything if they were to release the PTA already or something.
I think it's going to be News Nation. That's what he said earlier. That he was going to be Brian Enton.
He said what?
He said he would be only doing it on News Nation tonight.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They would want that.
Yeah, and then WFLA, who is pretty on top of it, only just now announced that he landed, which we already knew.
Right. I'm not paying for this account. Come on, get it together.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm looking at the court thing in Idaho.
I'm not seeing anything live on News Nation at the moment.
I don't have them on my TV. Like I can't stream. I have to watch their YouTube. I can't stream them for some reason on.
I don't have a TV. It's the app.
Yeah, it's not for some reason it's not available in my zip code on their app.
Oh.
Like, because I use like my parents' like cable login for stuff like that because I don't have cable.
Okay.
I cut that a couple years ago.
I have cable. I don't have a TV.
Well, we should trade, or we should combine.
I had a really nice one, but another one in the house broke, so I moved it over there. Now I'm going to be getting another one in here. But I really don't. I honestly just watch like on my iPad mostly for everything.
Yeah, I rarely ever, like I never need, there's never something I can't find.
Right. Same here. Hey, Sharon.
I'm surprised Court TV and like I'm surprised they're not streaming it. Looks like the stream's over, Sunny.
CNN is streaming it.
Oh, CNN is streaming it too. So they might stream it to go to the actual jail. Like,
I don't watch that channel. Let me see if I can find them on YouTube.
Sunny, are you here? You're muted.
She went to get a drink.
Oh, that's right.
Probably more eggnog, you know. She got addicted
Which,
over the holidays.
It might be bad at this point.
Yeah, she's probably out of eggnog down the room. She's going to kill me. I'm just joking, guys. No, I don't see it on YouTube. Nope. Probably is on TV, but it's not doing it on my phone.
Plus, that they might do a copyright strike if we did CNN Live.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that can get your the stream taken down immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have his case number. Damn it.
Yeah. Just got back, but so obviously this one ended.
Yeah.
Have we found another one yet, you guys?
CNN has it, but I don't know. They could like
Search
strike
Idaho.
us, right? Right, Sonny?
Say that again?
CNN has it, but they could strike us, right?
They will eventually.
Jeff, I'll look that up real quick.
But it's fine. Like, let's see here.
Does anyone have his case number, like handy?
I can get it in a minute. I am trying to find out. Okay, I directed Indiana Police to pull over. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything yet.
Jeff, when I Google that, I only see all the body cams. I don't see exactly what you're saying. And Adam, I'll try to get you that case number right now.
I think I might have gotten it. Because I had the documents pulled up, I just didn't realize it.
I have it right here. I'll forward it to you right now.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
I don't know, you guys. I'm not seeing a lot of coverage of it right now.
It's a little blurry, Adam, but if you make it bigger.
What's this? Up next.
Watch this.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be back in Idaho soon. So what will happen once Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the murder of 4 University of Idaho students, lands in Latah? As for what connected the suspected killer to the crime, there have been some sources claiming it was his own DNA. A renowned genetics expert happens to be right. So we asked him about it. You know, nothing is getting done in Washington, D.C. You could say that's a running joke, but it's starting to get seriously ridiculous. Try 6 times to pick the next speaker. Tried and failed. It's been investigators trying to solve the murder of 4 University of Idaho students, narrowed down a suspect, tracked him down 2,500 miles away, and took him into custody. Bryan Kohberger was arrested early Friday morning at his parents' home in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. And after sitting in the Monroe County Jail over the holiday weekend, Kohberger waived his extradition. And this morning, he boarded a plane headed to Idaho. Today, members of the Moscow community and dozens of media outlets await his arrival at the Latah County Jail, and one of them, Morgan Romero. Morgan?
Brian, same story we've been telling you throughout the day. We are still waiting for suspect Bryan Kohberger to arrive here in Moscow from Pennsylvania. We are expecting him to land at the Moscow Pullman Airport from an airplane. We also know, according to the Latah County Sheriff, that he will be here at this courthouse, which is the same building as the jail. He faces 4 counts of first-degree murder, a count of burglary. We know when he arrives in Idaho, he will also be served with an arrest warrant. According to Idaho criminal rules, Kohberger has 24 hours arrest warrant to make an initial appearance in front of a magistrate judge in this judicial district in Latah County. We are also waiting on the probable cause affidavit to be unsealed in this case. The Latah County clerk told me today they don't typically unseal the PCA until they have the physical arrest warrant back in their possession, has been served and returned. And typically, they get warrants back at the same time as that initial appearance I talked about. If and when the PCA is unsealed, police details of this case and why investigators believe Kohberger is the one who committed these crimes. So again, that could potentially happen tomorrow, but important to note, discretion on whether to seal or unseal any court documents in their case. They also have full discretion over what happens inside their courtroom. For background, Kohberger is accused of stabbing 4 Idaho students to death at a house just off campus back on November 13th. This story making international headlines for the last 7 weeks. Authorities here said Ethan Chapin, Nodal, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves were all likely asleep at the time of the attack. When they went to arrest Kohberger at his family home in Pennsylvania early in the morning last week, as Brian said, law enforcement broke several windows and doors as part of their tactical plan to get inside the home. Police say the FBI tracked Kohberger's arrest, and they say he and his dad drove 2,500 miles from Pullman to Pennsylvania in a white Hyundai Elantra in mid-December. A graduate student and a TA at Washington State University just across the border in Pullman, where he was studying criminology. At his court hearing in Monroe, Kohberger waived his extradition rights. That means, as we've been covering, he willingly returned to the state of Idaho. Early this morning, we know he was transferred from the Monroe County Jail custody. That was confirmed from Monroe County Jail administrators. But when I asked whether he was on a plane headed to Idaho this morning, state police said they cannot provide comment on his extradition status due to security reasons. However, we have been following a plane very closely at KTVB that is registered to Pennsylvania State Flight Tracker site. That plane heading west from Scranton, Pennsylvania at last check, just before this newscast, it was in Wyoming. It's stopped a couple of, however, we do not definitively know that Kohberger is on that specific plane. Once Kohberger gets here, the Latah County Sheriff says that they will evaluate. After that evaluation by jail staff, they'll determine his housing classification. Earlier this week, Kohberger's extradition attorney in Pennsylvania, not his defense attorney, extradition to Idaho, said, quote, his client is eager to be exonerated. But Brian, I talk about that probable cause affidavit because that is really where we will look if Kohberger had any connections to any of the 4 victims in this case.
And that may be the only way we do find out any more information about this, because yesterday a magistrate order in this case, right?
Yeah, a magistrate judge here in Latah County issued, it's called the non-dissemination order informal. Moscow police sent out a press release saying that they are no longer allowed to comment on this case. And that also applies to any and all law enforcement and investigators who have any attorneys or any parties representing the attorneys, so the defense attorney or the prosecuting attorney. So we will not be getting information from them. I will say I've reached out to several other media outlets have reached out just about their plans for once Kohberger gets to this jail. And as I mentioned earlier, they sent out a press release saying what they're planning. They're giving sort of blanket statements. When I've talked to the Latah County clerk earlier, they're really speaking in general terms about what happens in felony cases versus speaking specifically about what's going gets here. And again, Moscow police saying they can't comment, so we're not expecting to hear from them as well. That gag order is going to be in effect, the judge said, until a verdict in this case, which is going to be potentially months from now.
Exactly. Okay, so a lot of people interested in this case, a lot of media, even some people in the community. This isn't a big courthouse. I think there's 3 courtrooms there. How's this going to play out tomorrow when he actually gets into court? It's going to be crowded.
Crowded. Again, if that hearing is tomorrow, which we are expecting it to be 24 hours after today, there is so much national media attention on this case, so and local media presence here in Moscow. Just on the other side of this building, they've had to block off sidewalks because there's so many people. But in these courtrooms, very, very small, max Utah County Clerk is about 75 people. And truly, the victims' families, the defendants' families, anybody interested in this that has a direct connection to this likely have reserved seating. And then there's going to be pooled cameras. We know there's going to be 2 pooled cameras for video recording, as well as 1 still photography camera, video from those cameras and photos from those cameras. And then media, public, first come, first. We're going to have to get here early in the morning if it happens tomorrow, hours before the hearing itself, in order to get a seat.
Yeah, I can't imagine you're going to want to be too far away from that courtroom for tomorrow. Thank you very much, Morgan. I really appreciate that. Kind of lays things out of what will be happening over the next 24 hours or so. Thank you. Okay, so about that probable cause, it is still sealed. A PCA is supposed to lay out why law enforcement believes a suspect is guilty of a crime. This affidavit, we expect, will have exact details were led to the 28-year-old criminology student from nearby Pullman, Washington. Possibly Kohberger's connection to the victims, how he pulled off the crime, why they could be included. And one of the biggest details may be how, after saying for so long they did not have a suspect in mind, how they made that link. Like he drives that white Hyundai Elantra. National news outlets claim they know about that connection, and they have for several days.
So many families so far say they are relieved that someone is behind bars. Sources, law enforcement sources, have been telling us that a big crack in this case came from DNA, genetic genealogy. And so we'll be hearing a little bit more about that, likely in that probable cause statement.
That was NBC's Gotti Shore. Genetic genealogy, he said, was the big crack in the case, was something one of our viewers asked us about yesterday. Brian, could you delve into the DNA genealogy database used for the suspect at the U of I? Does the government now have genealogy info that previously was controlled by individuals and private organizations? And how accurate is this database? Well, to answer those, we require the knowledge of a DNA expert. And it just so happens we have one of those in our own backyard. With Dr. Greg Hampikian, terms like renowned and preeminent. He got a degree in biology in 1982. He got a master's in genetics in 1986. He got a doctorate in genetics in 1990. He's been a board member of the Georgia Innocence Project. He started the Idaho Innocence Project in 2006, a year after he started teaching biological sciences at Boise State University. He's also the director of the Forensic BSU. He's a musician, a songwriter, a playwright. But back to that DNA expert stuff. Dr. Hampikian says he has used that expertise to have wrongly convicted people around the country and around the world. Think Christopher Tapp in Eastern Idaho and Amanda Knox in Italy. Normally in our backyard, today he's in Europe. Time to speak with Andrew Bartline about the DNA forensic process and how it could have been used to solve this quadruple murder.
The crime labs are kind of behind the times. The genealogists have been doing this for more than a decade. The crime labs are just starting to do it.
Genetics, that exactly.
And so in this case, what it seems happened is they got some DNA. We don't know what from, maybe from an access point window. Once the DNA is sequenced, you can then take that file, just like a consumer would, to one of the genealogy sites that police to search public records of people who have opted in, saying, hey, if there's a murderer or rapist in my family, my DNA, to try to find them. I don't think it says exactly that, but there's an opt-in box. And enough people have done that. That Caucasian DNA sample, you have better than 70% chance of finding the family tree, last name, etc., of the person who left the DNA.
So if they don't get a hit in any of the, I guess, criminal databases of previously convicted criminals, they would then go to a commercial outlet where people would voluntarily submit their DNA to find out their own genealogy that way.
There is a company, Verigen, for example, with them, and they have a program for the police. It costs about $500 a file that the police want to say, hey, we have this file. There's no hit to the convicted offender database. We use the genealogy type of DNA. Here's the file. Can you send us relevant to this piece of evidence? Just like it was somebody looking for their long lost cousin. So after you get the genetic genealogy match, you get a mouth swab from the person who is a suspect, and see if they match using traditional DNA methods. I imagine that it probably already gotten that far through maybe a discarded cup or a cigarette butt or something like that. So they probably, for their probable cause, verified the match. But we'll see once it's unsealed.
I think a lot of people have this perception that DNA evidence is just a slip that we got the guy. But I guess through your work, we've learned that that's not always the case.
The first time DNA evidence was reversed was a case that we worked on. Kerry Robinson out of Georgia. He was convicted with DNA evidence, and we showed that the DNA evidence in that case was bad. One thing I would point out is DNA is very, very good at telling us who might have been the original source of some biological material. It is absolutely, not good at telling us how material got somewhere. So if I, lend you my glove, you can leave somewhere. You need more than just the identification.
Pekian adds that it is a difficult process. Typically, a genealogist is needed records and newspapers and assist police in finding out, who is alive, where people are, who might be around. And if these reports are true, Bryan, that genetics played a significance in Kohberger's arrest, and Pekian is confident that this is the process and how they did it.
It's fascinating to me. It's outside of my understanding completely, but I get it. I can follow it. That proving or disproving that DNA is what the system he used to show that Amanda Knox was not guilty. He said that DNA was tainted. There was something wrong with it. So is it reliable? Sure. But what does it tell you? That depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, it can be very effective, but he used another analogy with me, if take someone's toothbrush wherever you want at that point, and it might accidentally be transferred one way or another. So again, it shows you who's the original source of this biological material. And to be true from these national reports, what we're hearing, it seems that is how Kohberger could be connected to this.
Here, I'm just gonna take that down now. 1 second. Where's that plane from? 1 sec. On there. I just want to show what Adam sent as well. Share screen. Put that picture in 1 second. Oops. Okay, so there's Bryan Kohberger. That's quite the pair of red pants there, hey?
Right. Yeah, that jumpsuit that he's been wearing for days.
Yeah. I need Kelly, what she's sending me. As for one other thing I wanted to show quickly. And bring this in. And it was this right here. So it said, News Nation reported an hour ago that the affidavit will be released as soon as the plane lands. Yeah. They had video of prosecutor entering the courthouse in Idaho.
Yeah, it's not on. It's not out yet. I'm keep updating the file where they released their files.
I sent Alexa a screenshot of herself over in Aaron Moll's chat.
Right. Yeah, and Bailey, we're sorry that
thought she was going to the opera.
Yeah,
What
support
was
was
this?
that jumpsuit is tonight. That was him getting off the plane in Idaho.
Yeah. Well, sister. Let's see here. What else? Do we have anything else, guys? Because I'm not really seeing anything. What's Callie sending me here? I don't know. No, that's nothing. Kelly or Adam, is there you guys coming across anything?
You mean
really
as far as
coming
live
across
streams?
Anything, yeah. I'm not really seeing. Did anybody else come across any live streams in chat? Besides, see what we got. What do we got? That's that one. Okay, well, let me play what Callie showed. Let me stop screen here for a second. Go back over here. Where's Kane? Pull up this for a second. Share screen. Which one? So it says Idaho. I shouldn't say play it. It says Idaho murders FBI directed Indiana police to pull over Bryan Kohberger, seeking video images of his hands. The Federal Bureau of Investigation surveillance team tracked Idaho quadruple suspect, Bryan Kohberger and his father on a cross-country road trip to Washington. Okay. The law enforcement source told Fox News that the FBI surveillance team was seeking video images of Kohberger as well as his hands. Bryan Kohberger and his father were pulled over twice in Indiana on December 15th while making the cross-country trip. The law enforcement source said that investigators were still building their case on December 15th to make an arrest, but added the genealogy played a major role. That's okay. Oops, thank you guys. He's not terrified. He's loving all this attention. Probably so. Put this over here like this. Kelly and Adam, what are you guys up to? Are you guys looking?
I'm
or are you
taking.
guys? What are you guys doing? Oh yeah, I know. It's kind of like. So the pullovers were bruised, right? I mean, well, even in that, I'll play it for you guys again who haven't seen it. I'll go back to this. Let me just see if I can. No, hold on a second. Let me just go to my history for a second here.
I must be spelling his name wrong.
It's Kohberger. That one?
Isn't it a K? K-O-H?
What?
No? His last name?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
K-O-H.
Yeah, K-O-H. Yeah, if I said.
Sorry, what was it all the way? Kohberger? G-E-R?
Yeah. So, yeah, apparently he's already in the jail.
Yeah.
The motorcade's already dropped him off. Crim 2 was broadcasting, but they were at commercial break when they dropped him off. And Court TV apparently had it.
They were on a commercial break. Wow.
Okay.
Let me just play this video, guys, again. For those.
Okay.
Okay. It's very laggy. Very laggy.
I think it's you, Sonny.
Yeah, I think so.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. Right up on that van, man. You right up on the back end of that van. I pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU. We're scanning for.
What's WSU?
That is 14 area.
So we're, okay, I'm having a hard time hearing it because of the traffic. So you're at university?
Yeah.
And you're going where?
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
It's a little, we're slightly punched because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well, almost.
And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where? Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's supposed to be university.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there? Or? No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday, or?
Still wrapping up. I'm not sure there's two shootings, but they did shoot somebody.
Okay.
And then you don't know about that.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor and don't follow too close, okay? All right. Thank you.
So that was again, Jeff. Thank you very much for your. Jeff was, playing with it to make it better audio, so you guys could hear that better.
I sent you a couple of
the questions. Yeah, so did Callie. Let's see what we got here. Well, let's just go through each one of them one by one. I'll go to share screen here. Let's see. Just give me 1 sec, actually. Let me open these up. Okay, so there's this one here. Whoops. Let's go to this one. Present share screen, Chrome tab. So we'll go to this one here quickly. Wells Fargo. Isn't that a bank?
Yeah.
Okay, that's just them going by for that one. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to go through them and then let's see here. And then what Callie has this one here as well. Let's take a look at this one here as well. What's this one? Oh, this one's just a picture. Breaking Idaho students. Okay, Bryan Kohberger arrives at Idaho. Okay. For that one. Okay, and then let's go over and see what Adam has there.
And I just sent you one that I recorded that was sending right now. That might be more full screen.
Okay. Let's. My goodness. There we go. Okay, so should I show the top one first?
It's almost sending.
Is that
It's
just
almost sending.
a picture? Is that a video?
Okay, it should send now. To the very bottom one's 47 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me just show. I'm just kind of going in order of what you guys are sending here. So let's show this one.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Is that the same one? Okay. I'll watch that one again. Oh, on Banfield. Yeah, News Nation will always give you a freaking strike. Let me just pull up News Nation and see. Oh, I got too much stuff open. Second. News Nation. Oops, spelled that wrong, didn't I? News Nation. I'm not seeing it for News Nation. Allie, can you see if you see one for News Nation?
Yep.
No. Like, I'm not seeing the live. And if there is one, on cable. Gotcha. I was gonna say, starting to feel like a noob there for a second. I was like, what's this one here that Adam sent? Okay, I think it's just when the cars were coming in. But we'll take a look at that one as well. Stop screen, share. Isn't that crazy how one person's actions has created all this? So same thing basically, but just a little bit of a different view.
It's funny. One of the first things that popped up when I was looking for it was something CD posted on Twitter. That's funny.
Oops, I didn't accidentally.
No, I think anything on News Nation is going to be delayed.
I feel like I accidentally, my thing was lagging. I feel like someone subscribed and I accidentally blocked them or something. Or maybe not. Or I got that person there. Maybe I didn't. Julie, are you in here? Thanks, Doc. Julie, just say something if you're in here. Just to make sure I didn't accidentally hit the wrong, because I was lagging there. Okay, let me just see what Deb sent. Got too many Twitters open. By Twitter. Later Twitter. Okay, where's Deb? Well, let's here stop this. Yeah, thank you, Deb. Sorry, I'm just a little bit laggy. I feel like I accidentally like blocked somebody or something by accident. Stop screen, share.
And had no sheets, no blankets, only the mattress. And that's a cold area. That intake area is quite cold. There's a lot of electronics equipment in there. Fairly cool. He didn't have a blanket, a suicide blanket, the first night or two, but he did have one later on. Here's one other thing that happened through that inmate intake area and yelled at him, gave him the finger and yelled at him, "F you, I'm going to kill you." That's what another inmate yelled at you. And of course, Bryan Kohberger was behind a locked glass cell door and didn't have any response. The reporting I can give you from the jail cell where he spent 4, 5 morning. All right. So speaking of Pennsylvania, the night home where he was staying for Christmas. Take a look at this. Kind of looks like somebody was getting a really good look at that home from above. This literally, it is an animated image of the air traffic above the Kohberger home in eastern Pennsylvania last Thursday night, just after that arrest and raid. This comes from an application called Flight Radar 24. And those green counterclockwise loops that you're looking at, craft without the usual identifying markers. And it's circled for about 2 hours. 2 hours of this home. We don't know who, we don't know why, although it is fair to assume, since it's now been reported that he was under surveillance days in that home, that it was likely authorities keeping an eye on him. And we don't know whether or how a plane could possibly fly over the same spot for 2 hours, but the arrest seemed to go off without a hitch. Back to Idaho now. Kohberger is going to face 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 burglary. And that, my friends, is a far cry from his last encounter with the Latah County law enforcement. Are you ready for this? Back a few months ago, he was only facing a seatbelt violation, an infraction that cost him $10 when he failed to appear in court. That's obviously a little over a month after the murders. Kohberger and his father were pulled over twice by the police in Indiana. They were driving back from Washington State University, where Kohberger lived and studied. Yesterday, we showed you police body cam footage from the second of those 2 stops. It was for speeding, but tonight we've got the footage from the first stop, the one where they were pulled over for tailgating. I want you to look and have a listen to the conversation.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. He was right up on the back end of that van. Pulled you over for tailgating. Is this your... Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU.
All right, now I want you to watch as they tell the officer about what they consider a scary incident that they just left where Bryan lives, and it's not what you think.
What did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting here.
Interesting.
Wow, it's horrifying.
Could you hear that? Kohberger told the officer there was a mass shooting at WSU, Washington State University. His father called it horrifying. In fact, there was not a mass shooting, and it was at Washington State University, and it did happen on the same day as this traffic stop, which, by the way, was December 15th. For that, police in Moscow put out the first alert for the car that the Kohbergers are driving in, a white Hyundai Elantra. Was the Indian...
Oh, so what happened there? Your preview is ended. Please connect your TV prior to watching. Oh, guess that was only a portion or something. You guys, hello? Anybody? Am I just the only one here? That's what it feels like. Adam,
I'm sorry.
Callie.
I'm here.
I guess it just ended or whatever it said. Said something about please connect your TV or something like that. Whatever that was about. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just, I guess, really repetitive coverage on that one. Let's see here. Let me just take another look again. Yeah, no. Yeah, watch Newsation Live, but connected TV provider or whatever. Yeah, I mean, News Nation is, they don't really like you using their footage, to be honest with you. Call them and find out. That's small. Oh, you're talking about the dog over there. Okay, was there anything, let's see. Is there anything else going on, really?
I don't think so. I've been on Twitter. Let me check one more time. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I do have a picture to send you. Yeah, I have to send you this.
Okay, 1 second, Kelly. Mm-hmm. Second.
Huh. You never know if this is
Okay.
real, but I'm sure you.
Great. Thank you, Callie. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Well, I mean, he did have that. So let's take a look at that, actually. Okay, so they're saying there is a report. Can you guys see that okay? Here, let me take this down. There we go. So it's saying there is a report. They were asked to stop him by the FBI and lay eyes on his hands. I don't know if it's true, but it was too weird. They stopped him twice. The first one kept the camera on him. The second one, who knows what he was doing. Yeah, so let's bring that in bigger. And yeah, so somebody else pointed out this. At least this one I had seen, and you guys can see it right here as well. I mean, because let's see here. This is December. It happened in November, you know, and it, I mean, we can only speculate really what went on that day inside of that house. And, you know, like how much, say, you know, Ethan fought him off, or, you know, and again, it's on 4 different people. There we go. Thank you, Callie.
No problem.
Here.
You know, when he was wearing gloves to the grocery store, that was what was in my mind. it wasn't as much about him leaving fingerprints, because if he was throwing cups in the garbage, I mean, obviously, I don't know why he'd be worried about fingerprints. But anyway, I kept thinking that maybe he was wearing the rubber gloves in the store to cover up any cuts. Maybe he really was. I don't know.
And I guess could be, eh? Yeah.
I mean, deep cuts can last a while.
Yeah. Looks like gloves in his legs too.
Sure does.
Well, I mean, I guess we could stop and let's see what this. Whoops. 1 second, actually. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I mean, that could be gloves in there, couldn't it? Sorry, I mean, it's hard to tell, but like, what else? You know, I don't know. I'm curious with Chad again. Do you think the dad was aware?
That's what I was just gonna say. I mean, okay, the white Elantra, maybe he could overlook, thinking there's no way. But if you come and pick up your son in the white Elantra and you see those kind of marks on his hand, that is a totally different story, totally different level to me.
Right. And he says twice in there about the mass shootings, which is odd that they just randomly brought up those shootings.
Deflection. I mean, that's what I thought of when I heard him.
Like, it was just really random to me.
Oh, yeah.
But then they were like, oh, he might not have known about the murders in Moscow.
They put that in there? I didn't hear that.
No, that Bryan said that last night on News Nation. He was like, well, he reported that he didn't know about the murders in Moscow. And I'm like, well, how would he have known about the mass shooting in, 10 miles away then, when this has gotten way more news?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it does make you guys wonder as well about the fact that, if his dad was being dishonest when he said that the trip was planned.
Right.
Well,
I mean, we would know that by when he booked his ticket.
When you look into this and see.
I think that whole college drive. Go ahead.
No, you were the only one talking there.
Oh, okay. I would say it's very normal, very, very normal for a parent or a sibling to fly across the country to drive back with someone. That never was a red flag to me. But again, if the father literally sees the cuts and then you have the white Elantra, that is a very big red flag. But Sandra just said, is his dad asking for help in code? I hadn't thought of that, but maybe that is what is so odd.
The thing I find odd though is like when I look at the pictures from outside the courthouse yesterday in Pennsylvania, I could not see a cut on his arm, and it was the same angle. So it makes me wonder what these are.
Yeah. Well, that was from Twitter, but anybody that can decode it would be Sunny. So let her do her work, because I think that it could be fake. It's possible.
Well, no, the picture is real. I'm also seeing the same place on his arm.
Yeah.
So is it a shadow? Is it something just
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look like a shadow.
Not to me either. I'm just trying to think.
Like a shadow.
Yeah.
Because here, Sunny, I'll send you some pictures of his arm from yesterday.
There was one. Yeah. Okay. Do that. And this would be his right hand on that one.
Yeah. These are the ones from yesterday. See if you think.
Thank you, Bruno Rana. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, well, that one we can't tell because it's turned in, but same with that one. Can't tell. Yeah, I mean, it could just be his hair looking. Oops, why did that one do that? Let's take a look. And yeah, let's just see here. Okay, so that's that. Where's his? I think that's another one. But okay, so let's bring up that. Whoops, no, we'll bring up maybe this picture, and then we'll copy. I guess his overlay. Okay.
Is he right-handed, Adam?
Yes. Yes, I believe I heard that somewhere. I have it somewhere written down.
Okay. Because that would be probably what he would use as an extension of his body. That's how they use knives.
I mean, that literally, I just said, I'm just having a hard time with the date that this is over a month later. And if anything, it looks like, perhaps it looks like a hairline that's standing, like it could look like a hair. Like maybe he has hairy arms because you can kind of see the same type of shadowing happening right here that you can kind of there as well. Might not be, but I mean, looking at this picture here, it kind of runs up his whole arm there. I don't know. I just think it's one of those things that, hey?
Working in wound care as long as I did.
What'd you say?
Working in wound care as long as I did, I can tell you that the hands and the cuts, that's a very hard place to get a cut because you're constantly reopening it if it's between the fingers. So the wounds on his hands would probably still be there to a point. The one on his arm,
what?
I would have a hard, if that is what's going on in his arm.
Hold on a second. So,
yeah, between the toes and between the hands is very hard to heal quickly because you're constantly using your hand, you're reopening, and your hands touch things that have germs on them. They are longer to heal. But the one on his arm, if what you showed on the last picture, if that is a wound going up his arm, that would be a little questionable to me that it would still be there. But between the fingers like that one, that could take a long time to heal, especially if they're deep.
Well, that's like, what do you guys think of that? Because I mean, someone could easily circle this over here and think that's a wound, but because it's so blurry, I don't even know that is a wound.
Yeah, you can't tell from there.
Like it looks like an indent in his skin, but I don't know that it's necessarily a wound. I don't know. What do you guys in chat like?
Yeah, and then I saw a picture of his face, and people were saying there was a scab on it, and I'm like 2 months later almost.
Yeah, but again, between the fingers, it's
Yes,
gonna be there longer. I promise you. I know this for sure. But the one on the arm, if that is a cut, that one would be much quicker to heal.
Right.
When you wash your hands, when you touch germs, when you move your hands, it's kind of like, think about if it's like having a little paper cut in between your fingers. Every time you move, it's going to reopen. So between the hand, if it is between the actual fingers, I can say this far along, it could still be there to a point. But the one on the arm doesn't have all those issues, right? You're not washing necessarily the whole side of your arm every 5 minutes to eat or go to the bathroom or whatever. But it's not cracking, opening up. You're not, you know what I mean? So the one on the arm would be much further along in healing.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm not saying they're not real. I was just being curious about it. So like, Charlie, I wasn't saying that it wasn't real at all. I just know that people are looking at everything, right now. And so it's like everyone, like the snap I saw on his face, I was like, okay. Yeah. But maybe he got those cuts chopping tofu.
Right. Yep.
Well, I mean, I like to.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with Jeff here. Like, if he had wounds, he would have handed the officer the license differently. He would have tried to probably conceal himself a little bit. You would think. I don't know. I'm not so convinced that those are wounds. They could be, because we all know that scars, do take out. But I'm not going to sit here and go. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, 100% those are wounds. I just
right. Me too.
I'm just I couldn't do that now. Just because the pictures are too blurry, and I'm like, it's just that people in here are going, yeah, those are wounds for sure, absolutely. You don't know that, to be honest. Nobody does, because there's no clarity to the picture, to me, enough to say if those for sure are wounds or not. I mean, honestly, what people think they see and what is true are two different things sometimes, and I get it. But right at the moment, I would never sit here and try to say that any of these, because what's the point of having the gloves when an officer pulls you over? I mean, there's a lot of people that wear driving gloves. Well, usually they're the old ladies, to be honest with you. Because I remember when I worked in gloves and stuff, and the old people did wear driving gloves, but it's usually more of the older ladies that did that. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, if they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. It's nothing that's going to, obviously it will just tell us if he had cut wounds, I guess. But it's just that we're talking about a month later. So if it's a good gash, that scar is going to kind of stay there. It's not going to just dissipate. It's going to take a while to heal. Months. If it's a good little wound, for sure. Like, the mark will still be there. I'm just not ready to say that I believe that those are marks yet or not, even though this 1 year, it is a little bit intriguing because of the indentation going on. But all I'm seeing is I don't know. It's not even like I see this as a wound as much as I see that as like a divot in the skin, but yet maybe it was a wound there that's healing. I'm sure that he did not walk out of there unscathed. But don't you think, I would think that the first thing any criminal would do would be to put on gloves. Like, that's just 101, is to wear gloves. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Because, like I said, I mean, gloves. I'm sure he didn't go in there barehanded. I'm sure he was smart enough to know to put on gloves. So if he had on gloves, why would he have all these wounds if he did?
No, precisely. I agree with you.
Considering, it's gloves there between his legs. But
you know what I mean? He had to have been wearing gloves.
But it's not going to protect you from
Trust me, that knife would have slipped enough to the point where he would have had cuts all over his hands, probably that required stitches, if the attacks were as brutal as they report they were. I mean, which I assume they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, exactly, Diamond Eyes. I'm sure he wore gloves, but that knife would have most likely slipped.
Yeah.
That's why I was always confused.
I mean, one day we'll find out.
Right. And there are tactical gloves, but I mean, you could still definitely get, and the higher up on the wrist actually would make sense because that's where a glove might stop. But, we'll find out.
Tony, I'm not sure how much class he had after the murders. A lot of people just kind of scattered when he said if he showed up in class with cuts. And it was really cold and snowing there, so he could have just used that excuse and had some low-level gloves that you can, write on in class if he did have class.
And
So
And
we have to be careful there.
PhD programs are a little different. They're not always like lecture hall. You know, he's not like a lecture hall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm going to show you another picture that was sent to me here, because this one right here. So if I show you this picture here, and it's not about the watch, it's not about what you're looking at here, it's about the shadowing going on because of the sun. You know,
Is it the bone? It's where your
that would make sense
the bone.
to me. You know, because these are blurry pictures, that would make sense to me that, you know, like this one up here, perhaps something, but I personally, if someone was to ask me, I would say no, that's not a wound myself. I'm thinking that that's a hair. He has little hairy arms a little bit, but with that, I'm going to probably think the sunline as well. Because I don't see a wound there. I can see one on the hands perhaps, but I can't see someone having a wound there, because meaning if they were like, if someone was stabbing with a knife or whatever, I just personally can't see them having a wound there. I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
You're probably right.
Their own on this one, I guess.
You're probably right, but keep in mind one thing. One of them at least had defensive wounds. And so even though they may have been like just starting to swing at him, that also will make a knife slip. Also could cause, you know, cuts in weird places. I think Deb is right where she said, like, there's a reason why the cops had him pulled over to look at his hands. What that tells us is that they are looking for blood or wounds that would have created blood, because why else would they want to know about cuts on his hands?
Yeah.
So that tells me they probably do have his blood there.
Oh yeah, imagine the evidence they're going to get out of that car now that they have it.
Yeah, well,
and I wonder if that car. I'm sure that car is either on its way back to or already there.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about. I was thinking about that because of the OJ trial where there was blood in the Bronco that he never knew was in there.
When he got back in that car that night, there had to have been something.
Yeah, but they're saying that he cleaned up at the house, and I realized that he would be very bloody. But this is one thing where he might have thought ahead and brought in like PPE and you know, just took it off there, stepped in the shower.
Well, yeah, we saw the footies being taken out of his apartment.
Yeah, the footies, but more than that, and therefore he might not have had as much blood as we would normally think.
Right.
On him,
I'll
he stripped
be interested to hear more about the car.
Huh?
I will be interested to hear more about the car, because we really haven't heard about whether they've impacted. Cause it was in Pennsylvania. Yeah. We know they took custody. But then so is it back in Idaho? Where's the car now? Yeah. I mean, I know it'll get there eventually, but or are they doing that investigation in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I don't know. Would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, it was just a fact that I hadn't heard about in the last day or two.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys think the affidavit will be released tonight or no?
No, I don't. I personally do not.
Charlie, I've never heard that. Adam, have you heard that?
What?
What Charlie wrote?
Okay, so that goes into there was definitely some debate between someone on Reddit about the shoal sheath thing. There's been a rumor that a sheath was found at the scene. I don't know. But there is a rumor going around about that. Right now, all I know is that it's social media rumor. I mean, I would expect a knife like this to have a sheath.
Yeah, mine does.
But we also don't know anything about where the murder weapon is. So.
Yeah, mine has a very, very thick leather, and then it has like a snap that goes around the handle.
Yeah, because a fixed blade is going to have a sheath, but that doesn't mean he dropped it or anything like that. But I have heard that rumor as well. So we'll see if it comes to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 30-second clip. I was just sorry. I was just kind of looking.
Oh, you're fine, Sonny.
Yeah.
Lawnmower Man, you said how can a vegan stab people?
Today.
Because he thought more highly of the dog that he spared than he did the people. Speaking of dogs, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, right, Jeff?
Where's my pad paper?
I'll email you a link. Okay, let me just check here.
I swear, Sonny, I cleaned my desk off and now I can't find anything. It's not in the disarray that I left it in.
I know. Yeah, and again, if anyone's new here, welcome to the channel. For It's a Crime and Shame. Please, if you could, again, like and share. If you could do that, that would be nice. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Right, OJ. Oh, I remember watching that trial when it happened. And I remember I was on 2 weeks vacation at the time, and then you're watching it, and then you realize it's going to be like way longer. And I would race home. And I just remember the acting job and OJ when it went to go put that glove on. It was like it was just ridiculous watching someone going, oh yeah, well, I can't get it on my hand. Oh, look at the struggle. The struggle's real. I'm just kind of taking, let's see here. Court TV premiering now. That was about, hold on, someone sent me an email. Sent an email. Charlie, let's see, go to 55. Let's see here. Oh, is that 10 to life?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Stop. So she said go to 55. Okay, so this is 10 to Life's channel. If anyone doesn't know. So what is it I'm looking for again, Sharp?
I gotta grab my phone charger. I'll be right back.
What?
I'm just grabbing my phone charger. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It was used. Like I said, this person would lie or fabricate things as they are the least dramatic person I know, technically, which I think that he may not have known that anybody lived on that basement level. So I think it's possible that he was spooked and fled. If it were dark and she just yelled up the staircase in the dark saying, shut up, Ethan, without truly seeing each other intact, he could have easily snuck away. I also think it's entirely possible that he was physically exhausted after brutally murdering, chose to flee rather than go downstairs and risk multiple people being down there, being caught by them or being overpowered and killed himself or them calling 911. I would think better to flee than to walk downstairs into a situation that is unknown if you don't know how many people are down there. And him fleeing, because sheath was left behind and then later found. Maybe he was in a rush and it was sloppy. The police also announced right away, very early on in all of this, the type looking for, that it was a K-bar knife or however you pronounce it. And surely you would be able to learn based on the wounds what kind of weapon was used. But if behind, that also is in my opinion, would be a very quick way to identify what kind of weapon was used, because they identified they were looking for that type of weapon almost immediately. It wasn't after any autopsies. It wasn't after anything like that. It was right away. So I think you would have to either know on sight that that's the kind of weapon that would cause those type of wounds, or if you see the sheath that those are often stored, you would automatically know that that was the kind of weapon that was used. Like I said, I have no reason to believe that this person would lie or fabricate things as they are the don't follow true crime, haven't been following any of the craziness in this case, but please make a judgment yourself. I also think that the stab wound number is very specific. It's a very detailed, specific number to give and to provide. And with so much of the conversation in the beginning that the wounds were not equal and that this appeared targeted, that also would make a lot of sense. So again, make that this is all technically alleged until it is tied back to the official affidavit. But I wanted to share this information with you. I just received it this morning. I always will try to be transparent with you. So anyways, this case is crazy. One thing for sure is that I'm going to be on pins and needles until this arrest warrant is released, a better picture of some of the evidence against him. And of course, I will have another video once that comes out so we can go over everything. But I want to know what you think and why. I think that this was planned and the targets could have been anybody, but that it was planned because he wanted to get away with the crime, because he wanted to prove how intelligent he is and that this was a stroke to him? Or do you think it was a crime that happened because of rejection he faced from one or more of the girls? Was it he just is a psychopath serial killer and gets off on murdering people, and maybe this wasn't even his first round of victims? What do you think and why, given the info? So like I said, guys, I'm going to keep you updated on everything as it unfolds. I may not always be the first to jump on here with these quick little bite-sized videos with all of the breaking news and updates and rumors, but it's because I'm trying to consume all of the information to make an assessment, to figure out what's real, what's not, so that I can then put out a longer, a comprehensive overview. So I promise I am following this case very, very closely, and I am going to be keeping you updated all along the way. All right, guys. Also, if you want to stay up to date on updates as they're happening in real time, I'm always uploading on my Instagram stories, where that's kind of just a faster platform for me to push out these updates. So make sure you're following along there. It's @_AnnieElise. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Please don't forget, give this video a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel so that you'll be notified of the new updates as I post them. All right, guys.
Okie dokie. Go back to this here too as well.
Hey, Sunny. Hey, Sunny.
Yeah.
I was going to get my phone charger, but I just sent you two pictures in Messenger.
Okay. I'm still a little bit laggy here. Let me just. Oh, okay. Data County. Yeah, it's always a.
That's from tonight.
Okay. Okay. Just bring those in. So let's see here. Okay, so we'll look at the first one here. So he has a burglary charge, bond $0, that court case number, and obviously murder charge, 4 counts, 0 bond, that case number. Well, they're both the same case number, CR29-22-2805-1844. So that's what? I always forget, minus 12, right? The 644. Sounds about right. 0104-2023. Bryan Christopher Kohberger for that one. And then there you guys go. So what do you guys think of this? His eyes, his face. Do you think he's going to play a bunch of games? Think he's really smart? So talk to me about this sheath thing. Was this sheath thing found at the crime scene? Because I think that I remember listening to that.
It's a rumor.
So there was like this debate that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's okay. It's a rumor. Okay.
We don't know it officially. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he were to drop something that would be probably an obvious thing to drop. But it's still a rumor. So, but that apparently is his booking photo into the jail tonight.
I remember. Yeah. Yeah. I was. Oops. Am I on the wrong thing or something? I don't know. Keeps going weird. I don't know. It's so weird what my thing is doing. I think I'm in the wrong. Just give me a second. I'm gonna be right back. 1 sec.
Okay. So yeah, well, you can't see the bottom of the picture Sunny has on right now, but it does say Latell County jail and then the date. And you can see his wrist in the picture too. So, Callie, do you have anything new?
Yeah.
Or?
You know what I just thought of?
What?
If he had any open cuts on his hands or arms right now, the jail would have a responsibility to have them wrapped up. They would have had to treat him medically. They would have had to bandage them, and we saw none of that. Now, I realize that it's not in the picture from the car, body cam,
Right.
but I'm thinking like, in the pictures from yesterday and today, he would have bandages on him if there were still wounds on him.
Right. Well, you can see the inside of his. Was it the picture? Was that supposed cut on the outside of his wrist or inside? I can't remember now. It was on the outside. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't see it I guess you can't see it in these booking pictures from tonight. But his sheriff's office number is 5356. If anyone's looking. But good luck getting onto the Latell County website right now because I'm pretty sure it's overloaded. It's been trying to load for like 10 minutes for me.
Nicole, I agree with you. He's definitely dead inside to me. That's what it looks like. And you also said something about him representing himself.
I don't think that.
Here's the
he already
thing.
has an attorney.
Right, but that doesn't. So did Daryl Brooks for a while.
Yeah.
And then he fired him. Okay, but here's what the only reason is I think this guy's cocky enough to try that. But I think based on what we've heard about his family being nice and loving and well-adjusted, okay?
Yeah.
I believe he's told his family like over and over again, I didn't do it. It's not me. I don't know. Well, whatever. I want to get back there and fight this and show everybody that, to prove to his family. So that being the case, he's young enough to still be under his family's thumb. So
Right.
I think that he is not going to be able to pull that off. However, if he was 10 years older, had already been on his own for real, like not at college, I think this guy would try a Ted Bundy for sure. But at the moment, the way I'm feeling, yeah, Daryl Brooks had an attorney too. Sorry, that was the dog coming back in.
Yeah.
Daryl Brooks had an attorney for a while too, and he just got too darn cocky to try to do it himself. Excuse me.
He did. I definitely think that I don't see him representing himself, but I definitely see him trying to direct every aspect of the defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he studies criminology, so he also knows what it looked like when someone does represent themselves. Whereas, Ted Bundy didn't have that knowledge in the 80s. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all of the references we have as to how often that goes badly, and how it looks in many instances. And Daryl Brooks, let's be honest, I mean, there was something mentally not stable with him, and he didn't have the he didn't have the educational background that Ted Bundy or Bryan have.
Yeah. I don't know. I think everybody's feeling the same way when you look at him. He looks like he's cocky. He looks like he thinks he's smarter than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from spending a lot of time in the Northeast, Yale. I mean, you have all these. Adam, you lived up there. I think, like, this is a common look for a man in the Northeast.
Yeah, that's not uncommon.
What's that?
He looks very northern Pennsylvanian to me.
Yep.
I think his heritage is I have it somewhere. Sloopy was nice enough to do some of the genealogy for me.
But he looks like any other guy when you're walking around in Pennsylvania. My sister lived there for years. I mean, so when you look at it just from that point of view, he looks like anybody else that, I mean, I see the Northeast in him for sure. But, the eyes, a long time ago, after Chris Watts, I started saying, if I saw, watching a case, I would say that person has Chris Watts' eyes. Chris Watts' eyes. I don't know why, but I just saw something in Chris Watts, his eyes that just were so soulless, just soulless. And then you look at what's his name? Richard Allen, who has blue eyes, but when he's like in his little trance, his eyes like turn completely black. And I don't even know if that's just from the dilation. It probably is, but these guys or girls or whoever is doing these heinous things tend to get these just Chris Watts eyes, like soulless and dark, and just there's no depth there to their soul. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So that is the only thing different I see in him, but his expression, his look, that doesn't faze me really.
Yeah, I'm being told that the soonest we'll see the PCA is after he sees the judge tomorrow. The judge will then decide whether to seal it or to redact it. Most likely, they'll heavily redact it.
Okay, can you start over again, Ellen? You were kind of turned your head or something, and we couldn't really hear you clearly.
So yeah, I've been told
you were muffled.
I've been told that the soonest we will see the PCA is after his court appearance, which we're assuming will be tomorrow. The judge will then decide whether to seal it or to redact it, and that most likely, much like Richard Allen, it will be heavily redacted and then released.
Yeah, more than likely.
So that way it doesn't taint the gag order. But it'll be up to this judge after he has to sit in front of the judge tomorrow before it would be released.
Yeah, probably so. Lawnmower man.
I'm gonna play the clip again, you guys.
Yeah. Did you hear me better that time? Sorry, I don't know why I was muffled.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys, I'm going to play the clip again where he's coming in from the plane landing for anyone that didn't see that on there. I'm still got a lag, I can tell. We never got to see this one where we actually saw the plane come like right in like this. good enough there on there. Stop. I just want, actually, I thought that was kind of cool. We never got, like, we were watching the tracking, but to watch the plane actually come in, land, and stuff like that. Actually, like that, to be honest. So show that to people. I'm sure a lot of people seen that already, but maybe they didn't see it from that perspective. And thanks, Charlie. Thank you very much. First one tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much. Are you guys here still? Sometimes I just keep feeling like I'm lagging.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted. I apologize.
I do have to go soon. But
yeah, I mean, Robert's going to. Yeah, I know you got to go soon because you have to be up early tomorrow morning and stuff like that. And it's okay because, we're at the 2-hour, 43-minute mark for this second part of the live. Thanks, Shirley. I gotta change service. I got $7 Canadian and 99 cents. Thank you. Thanks, Shirley. I totally keep forgetting that I gotta change those on OBS for that. Thanks. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to see it again for him landing, and all I can think about is that here he was getting a pat down just before getting into the truck, and unless by some miracle he gets off, his life is Idaho does have the
yes,
DP,
they do
there, so
yeah.
And I heard on an interview yesterday, Kaylee's mom, when asked that question, she said she believes, I can't remember the exact wording she used, but basically she alluded to she supported that.
Right. See, I always have a hard time with that because I always for me feel like they're getting like an easy ticket out. I want them to every day look at those walls, those salad bars, the crap food. That's how I feel. I don't know how other people feel, but I just feel like they're getting I say a free ticket, but that's how I feel. I just feel like I want them to suffer every day. And
I just don't want them to be a Chris Watts where they get
on Earth and.
Sorry, Sonny.
Chris Watts, where they get what? No.
I just don't want him to be a Chris Watts where you get the letters in jail.
Oh, that'll definitely happen.
Oh, right.
There's a name for it. Alexa always says it, but I can't remember what it's called. Here's the thing: if he gets life or death penalty, I don't know about Idaho, but I mean that's still almost always 20 years away. But here's the thing: like with the death penalty, you are put on a block of people, but you're pretty isolated. The only thing is, if you listen to Ken Maines, he's been having a death row inmate do some question and answer. There's still a really high probability of getting killed there on death row by your fellow inmates.
Yeah, like Dahmer.
Yeah, definitely. But it's been really interesting to hear that. And this guy probably wouldn't even have a chance. So either way, but see, if he gets life in prison, he could literally be pretty isolated the rest of his life and not be with general population, which would protect him. So the death penalty might be more of an actual torture for him as long as he's alive, knowing that it would probably take over 20 years. Yeah, protective custody. No.
Jeff says I should let Murphy the dog eat him.
It is costly there. There's no doubt about that. They house them separately, but out on the yard, they are with like a fence type people. If you listen to Unsolved No More from Ken Means, the last few weeks he's been having a like I said, a guy that's on death row. If you listen to him talk about what he faces every time he goes on the yard with other people on death row, whew, it's like I never even imagined. So it's pretty serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I was watching him for a while there, but everyone was has been streaming at least 3-4 times a day, putting out videos and stuff, and it just got a little bit much, to be honest with you. I'm trying to do the own stuff for this channel, and then keep up with all of it.
Right.
So I saw some of his videos. Then after a while, I just kind of get bored, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
of watching the same people talk about the same things on different channels or this and that. So I didn't really overly listen to the guy that was like, I didn't really pay attention to those episodes, to be honest, to the guy that he was talking about that was in um, prison or whatever. So I honestly don't know what was all said or uh, and stuff like that myself.
Yeah.
Just like I said, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch some of those.
There's only a couple with the inmate that I know of. Maybe two, maybe one where it was just him answering questions. But I remember it was clearly when I think it's the first, so it's episode 1, and the guy's name is William. I can't remember his last name. That's where the guy was describing.
Yeah, like I said, I watched about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys don't know Ken Means, I'm too lazy to drop the link. Just Google it, Ken Means. He is, what's his channel called again?
I'll do it. It's
Unsolved.
It's Unsolved.
Oh, Unsolved No More. I'm sorry.
I'll do it real quick. Easy.
Yeah. If any of you guys aren't paying it or don't know who Ken Means is, I don't honestly know if he was posting that many videos. I can't remember if I was subscribed to him, because every time I turn around, it was like another video, another video, another video, another video, another video. But then that was happening between a lot of channels. Another video, another video, another live, you know. I don't.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I don't have that type of energy, to be honest with you.
Oh, Diamond Eyes is asking if he is at the same
And
place
you
as
can only
Dino. Do you guys know that answer?
What was the question?
Diamond Eyes is asking if Bryan is now at the same place as Daybell.
Oh no, I don't believe that's because that's not Latah County. He's in a county jail.
Okay, there you go.
And I mean, yeah, she's not in Latah County, so I.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what did Teresa say? JB tweeted, I didn't do anything. The shopping is better in Idaho. That's what Idaho suspect Bryan Kohberger told Pennsylvania jail personnel, according to sources. I didn't do anything. Okay, I want to ask. I mean, there's like 78 people, and we're going to end this live right soon here. But, okay, one, if you think that he is going to be found guilty, or two, if you don't think he did it at all. And don't be a jokester and put two just for the fun of it. Just honestly put one or two if you guys think he did it. I'm just wondering I'm curious if there's any twos out there where someone legitimately thinks that he didn't do it. And Tony, I don't believe he accused Steve Gonsalves. the only thing I remember him talking about myself was how he felt maybe the dad shouldn't be saying so much. Sandra, I don't know what you're speaking of. Is that like an older video or one yesterday or the day before? I don't know. There's so many things going.
Hey, Sonny.
So many different things. So I'm not sure which one you're speaking of. What, Adam?
I'm gonna send you a it was CD actually posted a little short on. I don't know what he put audio wise, so just mute it when you play it. But it shows him walking from the plane clearer than I've seen it before. If you want to.
Okay.
It's just a short.
Can you listen to it first and just see it, or do you not know if it's?
I didn't.
Does it have music to it?
I don't know. I would just put it on mute because I mean it's just him walking, so there's no audio we need to hear. So I would just mute it when you play it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me see. Can I? Is that the best I'm gonna get it?
Oh yeah, it's way bigger on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone. I was gonna say it's way bigger. Yeah.
And then Law and Crime actually has a clip of them handing him over. Here, I also knew the one from Law and Crime. They have it him being handed over. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll show that one. Do 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 do. I don't know how many hours have I been live now. Quite a few. Well, at least enough, 5 or so. Can you guys see that? I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's somebody else, Tony. Oh, so it's the same thing, but they just had a brighter light.
Yeah, so they set up better lighting. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Okay. Stop screen. Okay. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I'm personally ready to end the live now. What's one sec? It's playing. This one. We've already seen the body footage. That was pretty good, and Jeff had that one, and I'm gonna drop the link for that one more time.
Yeah, and
from Jeff's channel, Jeff
anyone that doesn't know. Oh, sorry.
He quit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, there was speculation whether he was in that SUV or the pickup truck, and we can see there he was in the pickup truck.
Yeah, the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
Somebody think it was the SUV?
A lot of people thought he was
No?
in the
Okay.
SUV.
No,
I'm just seeing
no.
that go around a lot of social media.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone, the new subscribers and anyone else that was watching tonight. Again, hopefully we'll see the PCA
Tomorrow
morning. Hopefully at some point, I
Well, it
guess.
feels
And
weird to get off here so
when it
early. I'm
comes
like,
out,
Sonny, what am I going to do now?
oh, you're going to have to create another live yourself. I'm kind of in my like, okay, I think, when someone's getting really tired and then you feel like you're a slow turtle, like that plane coming from
Yeah.
Pennsylvania to
I don't
Idaho
want to do a live alone.
on there. Hey?
I don't want to do a live alone.
Yeah, but thanks, Sandra. I do them alone. You can do it. You're a big
You
boy.
didn't tell me you were doing one, or I would have been on there.
Sonny, you were a rock star with those flight
Well,
trackers.
I did the second one
I know. I felt like Santa was on his
on
way.
there.
I didn't see the first
Oh,
one.
yeah,
I didn't know about the second
yeah. When I did the first one, Adam, that was because I was just doing it. The second one was more coordinated to our live time, even though it was
Yeah.
sooner than our live time. And I was just expecting you to show when you showed up. Beyond, yeah. Asking your eyes, wow, wow, wee, wah. Very nice. I like girls. Yeah. And thank you, Shar, for the donation tonight as well. It's appreciated. Thank you so much. Um, yeah. And again, if anyone does want to follow us, here's the bio link. I'll just drop that one more time as well. You can buy me 10 coffees, maybe 50. I need 50 copies. Actually, you know what? I saw Grizz, how do you say her name? Giselle? Giselia?
Oh yeah,
Giselle?
Grizzly True Crime.
From True Crime, Grizzly True Crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's her name? Giselle?
Gizla.
Um, uh, she legitly Gizla. Sorry, my bad. Um, I legitly was on Twitter the one day, and she literally bought some person 50 copies.
Good for her. I think she's a really stand-up person.
Present for somebody. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's always great when people reach that kind of status because they're raking it in off YouTube, off the ads and stuff like that. You know that they're making a darn good income off of YouTube, and so.
And she's not one that's sensational. She's one that she's
so it's
she sticks
just
to the
nice when you
facts.
see.
And I know that CD has told me she's a really good person as well. And so I like to see people like that succeed.
Yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, like I said, I mean, it's when I saw it.
Tony's still flirting with Adam
It's the
from
lag.
last night.
It's annoying because Tony. Looks like Tony martinis. That's what I need. I don't even like martinis. Who am I kidding? I tried a martini a couple times and so anyways, I was gonna say was it's really nice when people like I said, have a platform and then they give back. It's always nice and warm to see when people do things like that. Tony the Tiger. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what poor Adam's gonna do. Maybe Adam's gonna come do a live back on right, Madalena or something. I don't know. Because that was gonna be I think part of the intent tonight.
I can barely hear you all of a sudden. That's weird.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you were really muffled all of a sudden.
My bad. I probably yeah, and it's because I was looking. My head was turned away, and I was looking down at the chat. So that's probably why on there. But anyways, you guys, please give this video a like and a share. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm not sure what Adam's going to do. I guess you never know. You just never know. Again, I dropped the link. Adam's channel's on there as well. Or you can just Google him at Aspen Connor. And get Adam to his 1K subs. That would be great. If you guys aren't subscribed to Aspen Connor, like I said, it's in the bio link that we dropped. And yeah, you need to, Adam, do a live. We need to get you to 1K.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any other topic anyone was going to talk about tonight than Idaho. So it would have to be on Idaho.
Whoops. Well, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's been streamed everywhere, but I guess. I mean, there's a few things I could put out myself, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know. It's 8:30. I don't know. I'll talk with Adam. We're going to end this live, though, you guys. You guys take care. Have a great night. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, please hit the like and share button. That would be amazing. Other than that,
put a couple shorts
again,
out on my
thank
channel.
you for joining us, and thank you, Callie. And
Thanks for having me.
okay. Okay. I was gonna do it, and then Adam had to throw that in at the last second. So I'm going to. I will post Adam's channel in chat, which is Aspen Connor. That's his link to his YouTube channel. Okay. So we're trying to get Adam to 1,000. So if you guys could help out, that would be great. Again, we cover the true crime, and we'll be covering more stories as, again, things happen and things grow and stuff like that. So thanks, Belinda. You guys take care. I heard that they are starting up about
they are
Ron Logan. Aren't they always? Oh yeah, they must be so good, huh? Like, I don't know. I mean, whatever, right? It's something to talk about, I suppose. But anyways, okay, take care, guys. Have a good night.